Something tragic and shocking has just happened recently, saddening the athletic world to its core. Kelvin Kiptum, the Kenyan long-distance runner who recently broke the world marathon record, just died. He was the only man in history to finish a marathon under the 2 hour and 1 minute mark, a record which he broke in October 2023. Representing Kenya, he was only starting to shine, making his career parallel to the greatest of all times. Sports World Athletics named him the man who could break nearly all records set by earlier runners and change the marathon race forever. However, before we could see him shining more than before, a tragedy happened, costing him his life. But how did he die? And who was he actually? Welcome to a new episode of Black Afric Diary, a channel where we talk about Black African history, culture, arts, and civilization. It's a place where you will see the real picture of Black Africa, its stories, and the events defining it. In this episode, we will tell you about Kelvin Kiptum, the marathon race record holder who died just recently. Let's get started. News has just arrived that Kelvin Kiptum, the marathon world record holder, has tragically passed away. The 24-year-old and his coach, Gervais Hakizimana, were killed in a car accident on Sunday night of February 11th on the Eldoret-Kaptagat Road, according to Elgeyo-Marakwet County Police Commander Peter Mulinge. This was a single-vehicle accident involving Kelvin Kiptum, the world marathon record holder, who was driving with 2 passengers, stated the county commander to the Nation newspaper, noting that Kiptum lost control of the car, causing it to deviate off the road. It was reported that Kiptum and Hakizimana died at the scene, while the third person was rushed to Racecourse Hospital in Eldoret. Hakizimana's wife, Joan Chelimo, confirmed her husband's death a few hours after the accident, leaving the athletic world in deep grief. Kiptum was the man who set the marathon record in Chicago on October 8, 2023, completing it in 2 hours and 35 seconds. After achieving that, he was training to compete in the Rotterdam Marathon on April 14th by beating the previous world record held by 2-time Olympic champion Eliud Kipchoge in Berlin in 2022. By 34 seconds, Kiptum became the first man to finish a marathon in under 2 hours and 1 minute. World Athletics officially ratified his world record just last week. We are shocked and deeply saddened to learn of the devastating loss of Kelvin Kiptum and his coach, Gervais Hakizimana, said World Athletics President Sebastian Coe in a statement. He said that on behalf of all World Athletics, we send our deepest condolences to their families, friends, teammates, and the Kenyan nation. Following his victories in Valencia in December 2022 and the 2023 London Marathon, Kiptum achieved his record-breaking run in only his 3rd marathon. Athletics Kenya selected him for its provisional team of 10 men for the Paris Olympics alongside Kipchoge. The Olympic marathon was expected to be the first race where the 2 fastest marathoners in history would have competed together. It will be exciting to meet Kipchoge, who has inspired many. I am ready to race against him, Kiptum told Olympics.com just before his record-breaking run. He conveyed his plans, saying that he was dreaming of the Paris Olympics. He said that if he got a chance to be selected by the selectors, he would be thankful and would go there and try to win a medal. He had proved himself by making history by becoming the first man to achieve 3 subs 2:02 times in 12 months. He finally opened his heart and said humbly that it was his dream to hold the world marathon record one day. He said that he had planned for it in Chicago next year, or even in 2025. Fortunately, it happened in Chicago, and it's a dream come true. You should know that Kiptum is the 2nd high-profile Kenyan marathoner to pass away in the prime of his career. Samuel Wanjiru, who set the Olympic marathon record at the Beijing 2008 Games, died after falling from a balcony at his home in Nyahururu. He was the first Kenyan to win the Olympic marathon and had already secured victories in 4 major marathons by the age of 23, including the Olympic race, Chicago in 2009 and 2010, and London in 2009. But Kelvin Kiptum's rise to grace was exceptional. He was born on December 2, 1999, and grew up in Chepsamo village, Chepkorio, situated in the high-altitude area of the scenic Elgeyo-Marakwet County, in Kenya's Rift Valley. Chepkorio, located approximately 30 kilometers east of Eldoret, rests on the southeastern border of the Kaptagat Forest, close to Kerio Valley. This region, along with its neighboring counties, is famous as the birthplace of many renowned Kenyan runners and is a sought-after destination for foreign athletes. As a young boy, Kiptum herded his family's cattle and began to trail other barefoot runners along the forest paths. He started his training around 2013 when he was 13 years old. It was the time when Kiptum participated in his first half marathon, the Family Bank Eldoret Half Marathon in his homeland of Kenya, finishing 10th. The following year, he was placed 12th. In 2018, as a teenager, he clinched his first victory, winning the same race with a time of 62:01. Interestingly, he was self-coached at that time, trying to use his skills in their raw form. Before we continue further, tell us, are you enjoying the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black Africa. Let's continue now. Kiptum then made his international debut at the Lisbon Half Marathon in Portugal in March 2019, finishing 5th with a new personal best of 59:54. He also competed in 6 other races that year across North and West Europe, securing a victory at the challenging Cass Half Marathon back home in November. Reports emerged in 2020 that Kiptum had started working with Rwandan 3,000 meters steeplechase record holder Gervais Hakizimana as a coach, although Kiptum had supposedly trained periodically alongside other youths with him since 2013. From around 2020, he had been gearing up for the marathon. Therefore, in December of that year, the 21-year-old achieved a phenomenal personal best at the Spanish Valencia Half Marathon, finishing in 58:42 and placing 6th. In 2021, he participated in half marathons in Lens, France, with a time of 59:35, placing 1st, and again in Valencia, finishing 8th with a time of 59:02. In December 2022, 23-year-old Kiptum pulled off an incredible win in his first ever marathon, the Valencia Marathon. Running with a negative split, he clocked in at 2 hours 1 minute and 53 seconds, making him just the 3rd man in history to smash through the 2-hour and 2-minute barrier. At that time, only his fellow Kenyan Eliud Kipchoge and Ethiopia's Kenenisa Bekele had faster times. Kiptum's performance was outstanding, with the quickest second half ever recorded in marathon history, finishing it in 60:15. He smashed the course record by over a minute, leaving the runner-up trailing by more than a minute, and even outpaced the 2022 World Marathon champion Tamarat Tola and other top contenders. In his next race, his debut in a World Marathon major at the London Marathon in April, Kiptum dominated despite tough weather conditions. He crossed the finish line with the second fastest time in history at 2 hours 1 minute and 25 seconds, just 16 seconds shy of the world record. Once again, using a negative split strategy, he surged ahead after the 30-kilometer mark and completed the final half in 59:45, the fastest half marathon ever recorded within a full marathon. Kiptum left second-place finisher and fellow Kenyan Jeffrey Kamworor almost 3 minutes behind and beat Kipchoge's course record of 2 hours 2 minutes and 37 seconds by over a minute. In his third marathon, another world marathon major, at the Chicago Marathon on October 8th, still only 23 years old, Kiptum set a new world record with a time of 2 hours and 35 seconds. He sliced 34 seconds off Kipchoge's previous mark set at the 2022 Berlin Marathon and demolished the course record by over 3 minutes. Using a negative split once more, Kiptum covered the first half in 60:48, almost a minute faster than his London performance. He maintained his pace to finish the second half in 59:47, just 2 seconds slower than his London performance. Kiptum made his signature move around the 30K mark, clocking a record 13:35 between the 32nd and 37th kilometers. Following Kiptum's record-breaking performance in October 2023, his coach provided insight into the athlete's training routine. Gervais Hakizimana revealed that Kiptum ran 250 to 280 kilometers per week, leading up to the London Marathon in April of that year. His regimen typically included daily morning runs spanning 25 to 28 kilometers, track workouts on Tuesdays and Saturdays, and intense long runs of 30 to 40 kilometers at close to marathon pace on Thursdays and Sundays. He alternated his training between the high-altitude areas of Chepkorio and the nearby Kerio Valley before the Chicago Marathon. But interestingly, his family had never expected Kiptum to make history. Before achieving fame, Kiptum faced skepticism from his family during his high school years. His uncle, Kiplagat Cheruyot, shared that some relatives doubted Kiptum's potential to excel in athletics. Certain family members encouraged Kiptum to prioritize his education, as they didn't take his running pursuit seriously, and the lack of proper training shoes only added to his challenges. He started training at a young age. He had put his education on hold where he was supposed to pursue further studies in electrical work. But Kiptum knew what he was doing because he knew he would make history. His family had earlier said that when he started focusing on running, they cautioned him that he was embarking on a path with limited opportunities. They saw him as a young man lacking direction and a clear vision for his future. At that time, his family struggled to see any potential for him, especially since he didn't have adequate running shoes. He even attempted to borrow athletic shoes from Jeffrey Kamworor, but he wasn't successful, Cheruyot revealed. However, later, he proved himself without saying a word. His performance showed everyone what he was capable of. Breaking world records was way too easy for him. But before he could leave his deep marks on the athletic world, a tragedy happened to him and he lost his life. Isn't it shocking to hear the unexpected news of Kelvin's death? Let us know. Did you used to watch him running and breaking records? In the comment section right below, let us know whether you can believe that this 24-year-old marathon runner is no longer with us. Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We bring videos on Black Africa, its history, rich arts and culture, and things the world should know about. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.